models to engage donors, one in particular that is gaining popularity. I'm Bill Stanczykiewicz. This is the first day from the fundraising school, and I'm joined today by Shivant Shrestha. Shivant is a research associate at the Indiana University Lilly Family School of Philanthropy, and Shivant's expertise and knowledge are a key reason for the fundraising school's success. We know that our alumni meet or exceed their fundraising goals at a rate higher than the national average here in the United States. And a key reason is that wherever possible, our curriculum is research-based, certainly from a wide range of respected sources, but especially right here at the Indiana University Lilly Family School of Philanthropy. And Shivant, it is great to have you back with us here on the Fundraising Schools podcast.
Good afternoon, Bill. It's great to be here with you. Thank you so much for having me.
And you're part of this research project looking at new models of donor behavior. First of all, just give us the setting. What was the big picture of the research project, which then, was laid out in 3 different sections? One of those sections we'll be talking about today.
All right. So we were looking at the giving environment here in the U.S., primarily to see how donors are responding to new ways of giving, if their donor decisions and motivations might have changed, especially after the COVID-19 pandemic, and as well as other events that took place in 2020 and 2021, primarily the movements for racial equity and justice. And one of the parts of this research looked closer at how we can engage new donors, as well as cultivate and steward closer and deeper relationships with existing donors who are already passionate about certain nonprofits and causes. And for that research, we specifically looked at subscription-based giving, which I think most of us are familiar with today, just because subscription as a service pioneered by Netflix, other streaming platforms, have made aware a lot of consumers of the benefits as well as the ease of subscription-based content viewing. So subscription-based giving explores opportunities to engage donors through a familiar subscription service model that many streaming and digital entertainment platforms are already using. It's a type of recurring giving model that is different from traditional giving, traditional methods of recurring automatic donations. So most nonprofit organizations understand the value of recurring revenue and want more of it. However, the challenge is that nonprofits generally tend to treat recurring donors the same as one-time donors, and sometimes even overlook the fact that some of these donors are truly invested in the future of the organization.
So let me ask you, if I could just ask you to pause right there, because I know there's so much we want to unpack here. So you and your research colleague, we surveyed American donors, right? That was the crux of this study, correct?
Yes. So what we did is we partnered with Network for Good, who they're a fundraising platform that actually is doing subscription-based giving with some pilot companies or nonprofits. And we surveyed donors to these nonprofits that Network for Good also has a relationship with, to kind of see what motivated them to sign on for subscription giving or what did not motivate them to sign on to it. How could we switch regular donors into subscription donors who kind of receive extra content as well as extra stewardship and a deeper relationship with a nonprofit?
And Shivant, did we ask people, are you becoming a subscription donor? Or as we asked them more broader based questions, did we find out that a lot of them were subscription donors? How did we get to this finding?
Sure. So I would say most of them were subscription donors already, but a lot of them were on the edge, kind of considering, should I become a subscription donor? What would be the benefit? What would be the ease of me kind of signing on to this service?
And so help us understand, what does it mean to be a subscription donor compared to, say, becoming a member of a nonprofit, or just making my annual gift every year? What is it particular about this activity that makes me a subscription donor?
Sure. So as I mentioned earlier, it's a recurring giving model, but it is different than recurring automatic donations that some donors might have set up for maybe monthly or maybe yearly donations. Subscription-based giving is a little bit different in the sense that nonprofit organizations fulfill their side of the subscription by building a deeper relationship through a steady stream of personalized multi-channel communications designed to provide regular updates on some of the initiatives and programs that they're working on, and also the impacts of those programs. Subscription donors, as opposed to traditional recurring donors, can also receive additional curated content, engagement opportunities, and their subscription grants them access to a range of kind of engagement opportunities, but also extra content on how the impact of their money is faring.
How is the frequency of giving? You're saying, some people are recurring every month. There's a draw out of my credit card, my bank account, and so forth. I'm just that recurring monthly giver. If I'm a subscription donor, am I donating monthly, or is the timing different from one nonprofit to the next?
Yes, most traditionally it is monthly, and some subscription-based platforms, giving platforms, even allow you to choose the amount that you would like to donate monthly. I think most of them do have a minimum amount that you have to sign on to kind of receive these extra incentives and benefits to be a part of a deeper, to have a deeper connection with the nonprofit. But for the most part, it is similar as any other subscription-based service where you do pay a monthly fee, in this case a monthly donation, to receive all of the updates, progress, and impacts in return.
Shivant, this is such great information. Do we know, did the research reveal what percentage of donors are subscription donors? Did it reveal that subscription donors are more likely to stay with us from one year to the next or increase their giving over time? What else did this fascinating study reveal?
Sure. So in our survey, there were almost equal numbers of subscription donors and non-subscription donors, a little bit more of subscription donors. But what we did find was that subscription donors indicated higher adoption of new tools of giving, such as giving via social media or crowdfunding sites, and also had a stronger preference for communicating via social media. Subscription donors also demonstrated a slightly higher level of general trust towards other people and nonprofits. And we're also confident that the nonprofits they were supporting are able to utilize donations in an impactful way. So we see this trend of subscription donors being more engaged, more involved with the nonprofit, but also having more trust in the nonprofit and being kind of very in tune with the nonprofit's mission.
Were you and your colleagues able to disaggregate the data, meaning are there differences by race, by gender, by age, by occupation, income size, education level, anything like that? Is there a quote unquote kind of typical, subscription donor? Were there any commonalities there?
Yes, so we did find that subscription donors tended to be somebody who had more financial security or were more financially sound in our survey, but we also found that subscription giving is not exclusive to younger generations. Roughly three-fifths of our subscription donors that we surveyed were aged 55 or above, compared to 57% of all nonprofit donors in this age group. It shows that it is possible to engage donors of all generations through subscription-based giving, and also kind of develop this value for all donors.
It really seems to the amount of capacity a nonprofit needs to have, that if they're going to be providing this, special content, curated content, what does that mean for a fundraising team, for a nonprofit organization to be able to put those kind of resources together? Because again, it sounds to be much more sophisticated and intricate than a wonderful, but only kind of monthly recurring giving program.
Certainly, when you talk about subscription-based giving, it certainly does sound like it's an investment. You would probably need to hire extra personnel, maybe people with additional skills to kind of get your subscription-based giving going in an effective and efficient way. And the addition of more content, more updates, and progress on the impacts of the donations will require more personnel to kind of communicate this message through multi-channel media, as we mentioned earlier, maybe social media, maybe I've seen some subscription-based models currently or nonprofits use their own website or an app specifically designed to kind of communicate this whole plethora of different information and media. So it
Sure.
is something that people really need to invest in, but I think the benefits are equally worth it as well.
Shivant, we've learned so much from you today. And I especially also resonated with your opening comment that, in today's culture, folks are used to these subscription services to get my music on Spotify, to watch Netflix or other types of streaming channels. I pay that monthly fee. Why do donors do this? What motivates a donor to become a subscription donor?
Well, the number one motivation that we found was that they just want to have a bigger say and bigger involvement in the work of the nonprofit. They equally care about the work that's being done. They really want to see the impact on their local community. Most of these donors do support nonprofits where they can directly see the impact on their local networks or local community. So one of the primary reasons is that they want to see a bigger impact in their lives as well as the lives of others that surround them. The second can be that they want to kind of impart their values to others. So even if their local communities are not directly benefiting from it, maybe they do care about, let's say, children's health. So they support a children's health nonprofit somewhere else in another state or another country so that they can impart these values.
Shivant Shrestha is a research associate with the Indiana University Lilly Family School of Philanthropy. And as he describes those donor motivations there, that is so consistent with what we teach at the fundraising school. There are a multitude of reasons why people donate, but they can include, I want to join others in doing this work. I want to be part of something bigger than myself. I want to kind of be on the inside, sort of be in the club a little bit around a cause that is important to me. I want to have an impact. And now it's being expressed through subscription donating, which many of our nonprofits can do to maintain that wonderful stewarding relationship with our donors. Again, the research is new models to engage donors. That's the big research project. It then was sent out in 3 different reports. The report we talked about today is report number 3. So take a look for that on our website at philanthropy.iupui.edu. Go across that top toolbar, find research. There it is, the drop-down menu. You'll be able to find this and other free research from the Indiana University Lilly Family School of Philanthropy, which provides so much content for us here at the fundraising school. Our 22 public courses that are in person or online. When we're online, we're virtual live or we're asynchronous, meaning recorded. These can lead to 4 different certificates. We can customize this training specifically for your nonprofit, your region, your nonprofit association in the United States and anywhere across the world. We have our quarterly webinars, these free podcasts, and our knowledge is kind of all brought together in Achieving Excellence in Fundraising, the 5th edition of that wonderful book. All of this, again, on our website at philanthropy.iupui.edu/the fundraising school. I'm so grateful to my colleague Shivant Shrestha for joining us here today. Our producers are Mike Anthony and Jennifer Boffman. I'm Bill Stanczykiewicz, and now you are now more fully informed on this first day from the fundraising school.